welcome back to the Baddie and Bliss podcast.
I'm your host, Nancy.
And I'm Marianette. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
And to turn on your notifications because you do not want to miss a single episode.
Okay, baddies, let's get into it. Let's get into it, like we said. Okay, so today we want to talk a little bit about gratitude.
That's right.
We have been talking a lot about our healing journey. You know, like give me $1 give me $1 per every time we said healing and journey and
go to therapy and heal some more and go to therapy. Did we say go to therapy?
Yeah, did we say go to therapy? Did we say heal? Yeah, so we want to talk a little bit about gratitude and, you know, gratitude amongst other things, but how important that's been to our healing journey. And it's just kind of crazy, you know, like, I mean, when people sometimes, like, I don't know, do you ever get, because we're very spiritual, you know, we believe in the universe, energy, vibes,
higher being,
a higher, you know, I think to me, the universe is God, you know, because it's a force, you know, we can't see it, but we can feel it, right? So every time we say universe, we mean what maybe to you is God. But it's so crazy because, I don't know, I think sometimes people might think like, eso también locas or something, you know, because like we always want to put two and two together.
Connect
like, what
everything.
Does this mean? This is a sign, you know, but
this is my omen.
yeah.
I saw a butterfly, I saw a hummingbird.
Yeah, like what is the winds telling me today? But it's really true. I think that when you are very in tune with that energy, then you do recognize the signs.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know if you've ever read this book, and I don't know if we talked about it before, but do you know the book The Alchemist?
Of course.
Okay, so that is, to me, I read that book when I was young and I was like, this is de aquí soy, you know? De aquí soy. So it's to me it's interesting because we were supposed to record this episode a week ago. In the last 2 weeks, a lot of things have happened.
For my friend here.
A lot of things have happened for me. Well, not a lot, just one, but it kind of like
it rocked her world.
It rocked my world, I will say. And
you tend to have these events that like really rock your world, and they don't come often. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
But when they come, like when I feel like tú te gusta aprender a los, you know, like hardcore sometimes.
Yeah, I
think de un centón.
It's just so crazy because I think like things happen to me, and I told this to a person like a while ago, like this person that I was getting to know, and just kind of saying like all the things that I go through. And I'm like, I know, like, yo creo que a veces like people might be like, se está haciendo estas historias, or like she's making them up, you know? Like, am I big fish now, you know, like, because, you know, I said my dad is like Big Fish, like the movie, but we'll talk about it another day. But no, like, things really happen to me that sometimes I sit there and I'm like, fuck. So we're not going to get too much into it, but this situation really did rock me, and it did set me into a place where I wouldn't say like I was depressed, but it took me like a while to realize that it had triggered my anxiety, which is something that I had like maintained and managed for a minute, right? But it did, and so I did end up going to the ER because of the situation, and they did X-rays because I was like short out of breath, amongst other things. Basically, I had a concussion. Let's just say that I had a concussion. I went a week with headaches.
I don't know how she did it.
Feeling lightheaded, feeling dizzy, like almost nauseous. Like, think of like a hangover. Like, I felt like that throughout the week. And it wasn't like all day, every day, but it was like coming and going. So finally, after a week, I went to the ER and whatever. Everything's fine. I'm good. You know, like I said, that you can't keep a bad beat down for long. Okay.
Once a baddie, always a baddie.
Like, you know, I'm always, you know, como dicen, otra raya para el tigre que más da. You know, like, bring it on. But had we filmed this episode a week ago, I would not have been in a good place to film it because I was trying to figure out like certain things. Like, you get into this place of like, why do these things happen to me? Like, I'm sure you felt that before. I'm sure you guys have felt that before. But that was a place that I was in for a very long time. Yeah. I was in a place where I was like, why does this happen to me? So it was so funny because prior to the incident, I had emailed my therapist to just tell her, like, hey, like, it's been a while since our last session. I'm doing really good, X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. I think like 2 or 3 days later was when this happened.
She gets a hit.
I never responded back to her, because she's like, I'm so glad that the things that we've worked on or the tools, you're still using the tools. So I didn't even respond back to her email because I felt like, damn, like, I just said this and I don't even feel like this anymore. It was crazy. But in that same breath, I was like, I know damn well I didn't. I just tell my therapist, I'm doing so good. Everything's amazing. You helped me out so much. Just to be like defeated by this situation. So I'm like, no. And just like just like that, like things turn around. And I think like that's why I said, oh, I'm like, yeah, like I'm glad that things turn back around. But it all comes down to gratitude. Right?
So during that process, where did you find the gratitude?
I found the gratitude in first acknowledging that not everything that happens to you is a reflection of who you are or your character. 100%, right? Obviously, when things happen to you, you have to ask yourself, like, what is my role in this situation? How did I participate? What can I do better? Or what could I have done different? Right? Now, in this situation, I have no real regrets about it because I did what I felt was right. And I will always come to the defense of people, whether that is emotionally, mentally, or physically. Like, I will do that. Especially if it's a woman. Like, I don't even care if I don't know you, but if you're getting jumped on,
I know that is one thing I know about her. She's gonna.
I'm going in there.
Jump in
because nobody should have to experience that. Like, regardless of what the situation is, like, I think that violence is not the answer. Never. But I will take it there. We have to. I never start no fights. Never. But
you heard that. She doesn't start them.
No,
I never get involved.
I will. Yeah, I will.
If she thinks it's the right thing to do. Yeah. Which, not a lot of people have the personality or agañas, because, to do it. Most people will watch, and that's it.
I can't do that.
But I know that, and I actually have a couple of friends that are very much like you. I feel like I just surround myself with these kind of I would say you can admire these kind of women that will be like, no, I'm not going to put up with that. Even if it's a guy, I'm going to jump in there and we're going to go at it.
Especially if it's a guy, we're jumping in even harder. But, that was the situation. Like, I feel like to me in these last couple of days, I just told myself, or I had to reflect, like, I'm doing so good, and like this is what therapy is for, right? This is why therapy works. This is why we encourage therapy, because these are going to continue to happen. Life is a journey. Healing is a journey. And there's never it's like life, right? There's no destination.
It's not linear.
Yeah, but there's also no destination, because once you get there, there's going to be something else to work on. Right? So once you get to there's no more, it's because you're dead. So
your purpose humans are meant to have a purpose in life.
Yeah.
That's why wealthy people sometimes feel this emptiness of okay, I reached my $10 million. What's next?
Right.
So if you don't have anything else past that, what are you living for?
Well, they say some people are so poor all they have is money. So it's true.
Because there's nothing else really driving you.
Or you don't have community. I mean, speaking of that, right? Because we're talking about gratitude and being grateful, because it is the season. It is a season for being grateful, and we're not gonna say the holiday, because I have my feelings about it, but it is a season. We have been nos acostumbramos to certain things, right? Like, we come to the holidays, we start thinking about our life, our family, our friends.
It's getting close to the end of the year. What did I do? ¿Qué logré? ¿Qué no logré? What new goals do I want to reset?
Right.
December for me is like a huge month,
right.
and we're like a week away from it. So it's like that time to reset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah. And it happens it goes by so fast, right? The last 3 months of the year go by so fast.
It's like you hit November, October. Once Halloween is around the corner, it flies by.
Yeah, I think even just once I know it's October 1st, I'm like, oh yeah, it's so bad.
But they have the pumpkin lattes out.
Yeah. But okay, so like we know we're gonna talk about gratitude. You know, we're going into that, and the whole episode is gonna be about that. But now that you are in this place right now, what are some things that you feel like you're grateful for?
I feel like I have learned a lot more how to feel gratitude as
Hmm.
opposed to just say it. Because I think when I was first learning, I kind of would do the basic. Oh, I'm grateful I'm awake. Okay, or like, oh, I'm grateful I can, like little things. And it got to the point where I kept writing the same things, and I was like, okay, let me really, really look
Yeah.
and stop and think, what am I really grateful for? And I'm starting to notice that the things that I'm grateful for now are the little things like being able to have my parents and like all hang out
Hmm.
and have a healthier relationship.
Yeah.
Like right now we're planning with all my siblings. We're gonna be for, the next holiday, we're gonna hang out and we're gonna have a carne asada.
Oh, nice.
We don't cook turkey nada de eso, but we're gonna have
Of
a carne
course.
asada.
Yeah.
There was a point where we would not do that. So that may be insignificant, but to me, I know I've put in the work now.
Yeah.
Where like my parents get to enjoy that. I don't know how much longer time I have with my parents,
Yeah.
right? So now I was watching a reel, reading a quote, and it said, "Think about it. If your parents only last until they're in their 80s, you only have 80 summers with them.
Mm.
How old are they now?"
Hmm.
If you think about it, and it makes me emotional because you go, damn, my parents are like past their 50 already.
Yeah.
To think that, okay, maybe I only have what, 30, 40 more summers with them? Like, it feels like it's a lot, but think
Yeah.
about it.
When you
It's
put it
not a
in that, like
lot.
when you put it like that, I'm like, oh,
Yeah. It's
snaps,
that perspective,
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, los voy a disfrutar lo
Yeah.
más que pueda. And to be able now that as the adults, the adult children that we all are
Yeah.
now, we're
Yeah.
not little
Yeah.
kids, we can be the ones to be like, don't worry about it, mom. We're going
Just
to go get
enjoy
the
it.
carne. We're going to go buy this. We're going to buy
Yeah.
this. Like, they don't have to use
And
their
they
own
deserve
money.
that, they deserve that. Yeah.
And I know we did it for the first time on 4th of July. And my dad looked at all of us and he just like he stood aside and he was just staring at us. He was like he felt like I could feel his
Yeah.
like oh like
The gratitude.
yeah.
Even if he doesn't know how to express it, like
Mhm.
that that's what the feeling was.
Yeah, and his eyes got watery. He said, dice, dame mi cerveza. Like he looks away. But it was like those little things
Yeah.
now. I'm like, wow. And this summer, I was going through a new challenge in my life. And I started to really just be able to wake up every morning and go, I have an apartment, I have a roof over my head, and I'm able to pay my rent.
Yeah.
It's like that simple. Where before, I would say, yeah, I'm grateful for a home, pero nomás lo decía por decir.
Yeah.
You know? But now I wake up, I look around, and I'm like, wow.
Look at all this.
Yeah, I can look out my window and it's a pretty view. It's a pretty city,
Yeah.
So
wait, aunque fuera el pinche alley, it doesn't matter. That's your alley that you get to look at.
that part, part, it is. But like those little things now, or like when I'm driving to get to my apartment, there's this little street I go by. And I'm not gonna say it because people be watching from everywhere, but it looks so pretty, the city, and I'm just like, wow, I get to experience this coming from the hood.
Yeah.
From immigrant parents that they have not experienced this, Like I am so grateful they had the courage and were brave enough to come to a country where they didn't understand the language. They knew no one, literally no one. And they had the courage to give me this life. And I'm grateful that I was also brave enough to leave the house because we come from a culture donde no te le vas de la casa hasta que te cases.
Yeah. Y algunas ni así. Hasta se traen al esposo a la casa.
That,
or
but
la
like both of us can say
yeah,
we took the courage to get our own place. Like that is the most simple things that I'm grateful for now, because even to just have my truck, I love my mama Lona.
Yeah,
I love her.
Wait, did you ever name your truck? Because I don't know if I ever told you, but I named my car like when I first got it.
I call her Azul.
Azul, okay.
Azul.
Okay.
My mamalona Azul, but everybody knows her as la mamalona.
Yeah, la mamalona for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
If you know, you know. What about you?
I think. Well, man, I'm so grateful for so much. Like, it's so crazy because I do feel like I try to live my life every day like in gratitude and just like take take it all in, you know?
Yeah.
And it can sound as like toxic positivity. And what is toxic positivity? Like what you were mentioning, right? Like very surface, like I'm grateful for having a place to live. I'm grateful, like you know, like you say, you were not that you're not grateful for those things because you are, but you were just like
On the
I know I
surface.
should be grateful for these things and I have them, so I'm gonna, you know, but that's not like that's the toxic positivity, and we all participate in that, right? I think it takes like losing stuff or being in a place where you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel for you to really understand like the significance of gratitude and how important gratitude is for you to make those positive changes, you know. I'm grateful, well, I mean, not to be generic or anything, right, but I'm definitely grateful for my family. I think I have an amazing family. They're not perfect, and we got our, you know, we got our issues, you know. But I am grateful because I have two parents that are very present, and they're a su modo. They do whatever they can to make sure that I'm good.
Honestly, that is such a huge blessing.
Yeah.
Because we all have friends, and some of our friends can't say that.
Yeah.
You know, whether one is missing or the other is not, or some people don't even have either one.
Or no, and sometimes people have their parents and their parents are just not really like
they're not
like,
there present.
I've even heard like sometimes like I see either online or I see like conversations with friends when they talk about maybe as women, you know, like let's say the relationship that I think I didn't understand until recently that something that's big in our culture is that moms have a difficult relationship with their daughters. I mean, I'm gonna say Mexican because we're Mexican.
Because we're Mexican. That's what we know.
That's what I know.
That's what we can speak for.
But like sometimes I see videos where like it almost seems like your mom is your biggest hater. And like maybe like a lot of people don't see it like that because you don't pay attention to the behaviors, right? But like the overcritical, just like stuff like that.
Que estás gorda.
Lack of support. Yeah, like stuff like that.
Fea, te vas a poner eso.
Just like so many things, right?
Yeah,
and I'm just like, man, I can never relate to that. Like my mom is the most loving mom I've ever. I mean, like I said, she has her issues.
Listen, no mom is perfect, you know, because.
But in the core, my mom is an amazing mom. She is loving, she's caring, she's supportive. My mom is literally like, you know, when they say in the airplane that you gotta put your mask on before you put it on the other person. No, my mom is up. And no matter how many times you tell her, she's like, no, I'm gonna save everybody else around, and then me. But she's a Pisces, so.
Your mom's a Pisces.
My mom is a Pisces, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
crazy,
huh?
Yeah.
And my dad's a Cancer.
Really?
So girl, that's.
Bless their heart. Bless your heart.
No, bless my heart, girl. Yeah. Bless my heart. But yeah, aside of that, like, oh, I'm super grateful for my sister. She is my best friend. She's my younger sister. I mean, I only have one sister. She's my youngest sister. But I say that because recently, with everything that was happening with me, that I mean, she's always been like supportive. We've always been like supportive of each other. Yeah. But in the last like 2 years, when I was going through like these really, really difficult moments in my life, like she took on the role of a big sister.
Really?
She was like my big sister. I was like, it is crazy because you don't have a big sister, right?
No, I'm the oldest.
So that's also like an interesting dynamic that like, to me, I feel like growing up, like I wanted to always protect my sister and I always like whatever she needs. Like,
are you the oldest or middle child?
I'm the middle child.
You're the middle.
But my oldest is a brother.
Is a man, which is different. I'm assuming. I'm the oldest, so I don't know the difference. But yes.
No. Yeah. So I do have a cousin that's older than me, and so she has been like my older sister. So I'm grateful for those like two relationships, but it was just really interesting to see my sister take on the role of like almost like the big sister, like look out for me and take care of me, you know, when I lost my job, when I was going through my breakup, and in every situation that I've been through since then, my sister's been like, I got it, like even um going to the ER last week. She went with me, and she had to like take the day off. She had to come from where she lives to this side of town, and even then, we weren't even allowed to be together in the ER because the 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 setup that they have there, you have to. It's only for patients. So anyone that is not like, even the waiting room inside the emergency room is only for patients. So my sister was in a completely different side of the hospital the entire time. She didn't leave, and I kept telling her like, just leave, and I'll call you guys when I'm done or whatever. But I also like, I think with like everything that's going on right now, and you don't know where you're gonna bump into certain folks, certain people, certain groups.
So when you were in the hospital, I mean, all of that is going through your head, right? At the same time.
Oh, even before going, which is why it took me so long
to go. How did you stay grateful, knowing those things are in the back and staying positive of like, todo va a estar bien, todo tiene que salir bien, you know?
I'll tell you what, being in the ER specifically was such a positive experience.
Really?
Everybody, all the staff. Shout out to Martin Luther King Hospital in Compton. All the staff was great. All the staff was amazing. I mean, when you go to the ER, you see all kinds of stuff, and it's like nothing really bothered me. I was kind of like, also like, they gave me some good medication. So, but speaking of that, I'm just gonna tell this story really quick because I think it was really funny.
Story time.
So, because I had a concussion, they had to take me to get a CT scan. So here comes this nurse, beautiful by the way, tall, dark. Just así como me lo recetó el doctor, right? Así. So he comes with a wheelchair. I'm looking at him from I'm like, damn, that's a beautiful man. Because it wasn't so much of him physically wise, he was beautiful, but you could tell there was an aura about him.
His essence.
Yes. And I mean, already being tall is something that demands attention, but it was the essence, So sure enough, he comes to grab me, and I'm like, oh damn, look at me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, God. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here.
I'm the patient.
This is why things happen. But
go to the ER.
Yeah, next time. Matter of fact, I think my head is hurting right now. No, but I like to BS a lot, but like where I'm going with the story. So he introduces himself. I get on the wheelchair. He's like scrolling me through the hallways.
Se le olvidó la historia. Yeah. Just remembering him.
I'm still concussed. Okay, so the whole time that he's escorting me on the wheelchair, we're just like talking, right? Because of like things that we're seeing in the ER as we're walking to our destination.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, this person, like the way that he expressed himself about different things that we encounter, like I'm like, wow, this is a good person. Like, you know what I mean? You can just, when you meet somebody that has a good heart, it shows up. You see it, you feel it. It shows up in the way that they carry themselves, So whatever, we did all of that. He took me back or whatever. But remember, he introduced himself. So I heard one thing, right? So I told him, it was so nice to be escorted by a prince.
Okay, Prince.
Because I thought he said his name was Prince. He was like, what? And I was like, did you say your name was Prince? And he's like, no, it's Preston. And I said,
oh, hey.
Oh, well, okay, Prince. Why not? That's just like, you gotta find the silver lining and everything that you experience, but not like on like some flirtatious thing or nothing. But I really wanted him to know, like, hey, I see you. So many things are happening in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, right outside when we step out of our house to like across the country, across the world, like so many bad things are happening. So, and there is a lot of like bad people. So I think that when you meet someone that gives you that energy, like it's important to like acknowledge it.
There's still good people out there.
There's still good people out there.
For as bad as social media has been presenting the world lately, there are still good souls out there.
Yeah.
Remember when I told you I left my keys in the car?
Oh yeah.
That guy did not need to call AAA. I was very blessed. There's two gentlemen who said, I will call it.
Pues tú sabes que los hombres siempre bien acomedidos.
Bueno, hey, we're not men haters here, okay? Pero listen, with the times that are going on in California, I looked very Mexican because I was auditioning for a specific role where I required to look very, very, very Mexicana. Yeah. And this was a man who had literally the American flag out in his freaking yard and everything, and the blow up dolls all with the American, very, very patriot, And I was like, well, I was like, let me speak perfect English, no accent.
It just sucks that we're like in that predicament.
You don't know, right?
But they were helpful.
They were very helpful. So I said, you know what? Can't judge a book by its cover. I was very grateful, and I thank God.
Yeah. So yeah, and I think like to finish my thought or no, not my story because that was pretty much it. But just like when you asked me like in that moment or being at the ER, like what made it turn it, or like for me it was like, you know what, like yes, this situation happened, it was out of my control. I think I handled or I participated in the situation in the best way that I thought to do so. So I have no regrets about that. But damn, how blessed am I that I have access to medical care? You know,
right? That it's not cheap.
It's also not only that it's not cheap, but like we said, there's people all over the world that have no access to medical care. I mean, even here in this country, right? We're seeing that all these benefits are being cut off because of stuff that is going on with the government right now. We don't know where we're going to be when this episode is out, but at this moment, the government has been shut down for the longest that it's ever been.
People have not been getting paid.
People have not been getting paid. People are not receiving they were saying like people are not going to receive their food stamps, and it's like I've never received food stamps in my life. But that doesn't mean that I'm not able to sympathize with the people that need it for whatever reason they need it, So it's just, that's what we mean when we say like, even when things don't
feel
perfect, even when there's room to grow, even when there's room for better, it's important to really, really, really dive into gratitude.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I think for me, like, I used to get so bummed when I wouldn't get an audition, or oh man, I really wanted that. And I started to take my art, my passion for the arts, and convert it into stuff like this, transform it into other projects. And now when I get an audition, yes, I am so grateful, pero ya no me duele tanto, or I don't put all my eggs into that.
Yeah.
Because I know Saturday or Sunday I'm gonna be recording a podcast. I'm gonna be writing. You know what I'm saying? Like I filmed a short film / trailer for the series. Like so many other things are going on that's where my gratitude stays.
Yeah, and also like because we talked about this all the time, right? Like lo que es para ti está allá afuera. And that's what I tell myself all the time. And when something doesn't work out, of course, it's natural for you to feel hurt. It's natural for you to feel like maybe a little bit of disappointment, a little bit of failure. Like those feelings are natural and they are important.
They're valid.
For you to really be in a place of gratitude. Like being grateful and like really diving into gratitude and living a life of gratitude does not mean that you think everything's perfect around you.
Oh yeah, no. Nothing's rose color. I wish it was, but it's not. There's days no. And I think you started with saying, "Oh, why did that happen to me?" It comes down to in those moments. Okay, what is this supposed to teach me? What am I meant to learn out of this? And thank you God for teaching me this lesson because ya no la voy a tener que tener dos veces.
Well, you know what? I was thinking is like, thank you universe for putting me in the position where I keep practicing that this is the type of life I want to live, because it's constant work, and to be even in a situation where like things are happening, even if they're bad, like you're alive, like you're alive. And there was a moment where you didn't even want to be alive. So now you're like, thank you universe for having somebody beat me up.
She did not say that.
I mean, whatever. You could, like
Pégame, pero no me dejes.
Pégame, pero no me dejes.
No, not that kind.
No, not that kind. No, pues al universo. You know, pégame, pero no me dejes. No, but in reality, yeah, like when your mind is determined, when you're living in your purpose and your truth, you know, like things can happen to you physically and you're not gonna be like affected by, like, think of the people that are missing like body parts.
Girl.
There's people that are missing body parts and play sports.
They've done a whole career. They're like speakers. They're motivational speakers. Like they move and shake the world, and they're not. Yeah. They're not even poor. For example, Stevie Wonder. He can't see, but hey, he is Stevie Wonder. Yeah. It's your choice at the end of the day what you want to make out of your life.
Right, right.
You can either succumb to your environment, or you can make a decision. Say, okay, this is what I have at the moment, but it's not going to define me, and I'm going to find a way to get out of it. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, transform that. Figure it out one way or another.
Yeah.
Will it be easy? Probably not. Because what's life without a few challenges along the way?
Yeah. But it builds character. Definitely. It builds character. But yeah, like I just feel like, man, I'm so grateful for God, like God giving me the ability to be a critical thinker. God has given me discernment, which, like, you know, like it hasn't always like manifest in its entirety, but I feel like in my core, like I'm a critical thinker. I look at things like on a deep level. I'm very humble as well. No parece a veces because, you know, being humble doesn't mean that you don't know who you are.
Wait, no, okay. Being humble, I had, and this is gonna make me sound maybe a little but I remember there were specific types of people that continued to like rub humbleness in my face. Ugh. But they were people que no se arreglaban, no se mira, like, and I was like, I'm not trying to look ugly.
Wait, what was their purpose of like the humbleness? Like what was it?
They were trying to make a point que yo era por lo mismo que
creída.
Que como tengo una personalidad, like, Lord. You know, like what you gonna do about it? And people call me bougie. There's nothing wrong with a girl looking pretty. And so these people that would continue to tell me, oh, you're not quote unquote humble.
Were these people men?
It was a mix. Both.
Well, you know, there are some
men and women.
Yeah.
And I had this thought that being humble meant ugly.
Because the people that were telling you to be humble were ugly.
Were homely, they call it, you know? I'm not going to undo myself because I had already gone through a very toxic relationship where I did let myself go. So I said, I'm not lowering my standards or the way I am or the way I look or what I expect for myself to fit somebody's wannabe humbleness, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, where are you getting that from? And I said, because, and I named off the people that continue. And she's like, oh my God, they messed with you. Like, that is not what humbleness is. So, you know, I finally understood, and she explained it to me, and she's like, you are getting there, but it's just like, she explained what she wanted to tell me.
Yeah.
But
to me, humble is like somebody that doesn't think that they're better than other people. Like, that's what I think. And I have people that have made comments like that, you know? And it really bothers me when somebody tells me that because I don't think I'm better than people.
Right.
If you think that I'm better than you, that's your problem, not mine, you know? I specifically struggle with that in one of my relationships where, like, my partner used to tell me, like, oh, you think you're better? Like, no, honey, I don't think that I'm better, but clearly you think I'm better. And that sounds like a you problem,
and that's your confidence level.
Yeah.
Why should I have to? I mean, look at Princess Diana.
Beautiful lady.
You know, she was one of the most humble people ever. And she had all the wealth in the world, you know.
And she was beautiful.
Beautiful. Pero ella tenía eso. Ella nunca se sentía más que alguien, you know. There's so many huge role models out there. And I think that's what people were trying to tell me. But I was like, just because we look a certain way,
or because you carry yourself a certain way, you know, and
I carry myself a certain way.
This is a thing because on one of my previous jobs, I had a male coworker tell me that, you know, like he said that I was intimidating because I always had something to say, right? And I said, am I intimidating or are you intimidated by me? Because there's a difference.
Very big.
Like, and also like if I'm intimidating you, you need to figure out where that comes from, because I am who I am. I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I'm doing. So if that is intimidating to you, then step it up.
Yeah. I also think like humble is serving, not being scared to be like, how can I serve you? How can I be of service to you? And knowing when to ask for support,
right,
when you need it.
Yeah.
Instead of the ego being like, yo puedo.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's humble. And that's what I learned. That was the last part, I think, of being humble that I learned this year, how to ask for support. Because I was a huge Miss Independent. So, nadie, no necesito la ayuda de nadie was my anthem, you know? But being humble is part of that.
Now we want all the help.
You know what I'm saying?
Now bring
we're gonna
all the help. Bring it. Bring all the help.
We're gonna post our Venmo accounts or like what our.
I saw this meme that was like, I don't like to come on here and ask for help, but can somebody send me $5,000?
So hey, you want to spend some money over?
Yeah, you know what?
But that was the biggest thing I worked on this summer, and I was like, okay. You know, pero man, yo tenía esta gente bien messed up in my head. Estaban like, you know.
Well, that sucks that they like kind of got in your head, because a lot of times when people like they're so overcritical of other people is because they're projecting like they don't feel good about themselves, you know. So but so with this part we're discussing that, you know, it's important to be grateful and practice gratitude and live and believe and breathe in it, even when things are not, like they say, gratitude in the ghetto. Gratitude in the ghetto season, you know, because you go through your ghetto seasons and then you get to your good, like life is a roller coaster, you know.
Ghetto season.
Yeah, life like gratitude during the ghetto season.
When it's hard, you know. There's some struggling moments. It's like, what do they say? It's hard out here for a pimp.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
So get up and stay grateful.
Okay, so we were just discussing the gratitude in the ghetto seasons, right?
And the struggling
and and you know, when it's hard out here for a pimp, like all of that stuff. But we know that in order for you to make room for better and for better to come in, you have to rewire yourself. You have to rewire your brain. You have to change, like I always say, kind of like flip the cup upside down, right? You have to be able to do that. Otherwise, you can't. There's no way. You're gonna be stuck. So right now we are discussing more so in a present time, right? How does gratitude look like for me on a day-to-day basis?
How do I stay grateful every day nowadays?
Or how do I continue to be in this mindset of gratitude in order to attract better things? Okay. You know? Well, you know what? Actually, I don't know. Do you have something that you...
Yeah, I actually... Okay, so I thought about it. And one, I'm really grateful for this coffee because she got it for me. And you guys...
Yeah.
¿Qué dije que era? A pumpkin horchata latte. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I guess I can give a shout out to the coffee shop because
we're not sponsoring.
We're not sponsoring, but it is a like local business. Yeah. And it is like a small business, and it is a Latino owned business. So you know, those businesses we do want to encourage, and I mean I share it on my social media all the time, but maybe somebody's seeing this that doesn't see it. But this is Asteroid Final Cafe in Inglewood. It's on La Brea and I think La Brea and Hardy, but it's just like a few blocks away from Century. So Century and La Brea. But I love that place. It's a beautiful space because it's not only a coffee shop, but it's like a record store.
Oh,
they sell records, they sell books. Wow. And they always have like, I think like once a month they have, or per month they have a local artist. Wow. And they display their art.
Nice.
And you can, I think, even purchase their art. So
it's bomb.
Yeah, so go check it out, you guys. Give Asteroid Vinyl Cafe.
Thank you for my coffee.
That was
okay. Anyways, with that being said, I just had to have one more taste. Yeah. Guys. It's so yummy. Okay, so right now, the way gratitude is looking for me, and because I was saying, oh, I don't think I'm doing anything really. Right. But you're like, no, you are. You have to. And so I started, I actually do. Every night before I go to sleep, I do a prayer or I say a Bible verse, which I think because it's like become a routine,
Mm-hmm.
ya no lo veo como my way of being grateful. But I started with a prayer. Thank you, God, and then
Yeah.
and it's just become like, to me, because no lo veo como mi ritual of gratitude. It's so funny. I just take it for granted, which I guess I shouldn't, huh?
Well, I wouldn't say that you take it for granted. I think that it has become a part of your life.
Yes.
So it's like, for example,
brushing my teeth
or breathing.
Like, I lay down in bed, and I don't even do it on my knees. I know a lot of people like to get on their knees or like right before you get into bed. I lay in my bed, miro mi roof, and then I say, thank you, God, blah, 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 blah. And then I turn off my lights. Why? Because I've been doing a lot of work myself, and in order to create new habits, you rewire your brain, right? You gotta rewire your nervous system and train it to do new things. So the easiest way for me to learn to pray, because I do go to Bible study and do all that, and like understand the Bible, is it was easy for me to just lay down in bed and be grateful right there. Where I didn't feel like I was forcing myself to pray, because I had nothing against prayer, but I did have a little bit of like a feeling of like, I feel fake. Because nunca lo había hecho, really. No se me sentía authentic. It felt a little like pushy. So I would sit on my couch and do it, and it just felt weird. It felt uncomfortable, like, oh, I'm so fake. Like, I don't even believe this, you know? So what started to work for me was laying in bed and doing it and then going to sleep.
Yeah.
And that just felt a lot more natural. And now I'm at a point where I can be sitting on my couch and I can do it, and it doesn't feel fake.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I also do that in the morning. As soon as I wake up and I open my eyes, before I get out of my bed, I say, Dios mío, la 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 la, you know, and I do my verses, and that's just what I do now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then another thing is, I look in the mirror as I'm brushing my teeth or I'm getting ready for work, and I like to do like facial drainage every morning, since I don't do Botox yet. So this is the natural Botox.
All natural.
I started saying affirmations.
Okay.
Like, oh, I'm this, that, you know, and I'm grateful that I can see. I'm grateful for my eyes. And it's just become a routine.
Yeah.
And that's how I start my morning. And I was like, I think what you said, I'm so used to it now. It's just become a way of doing things that I don't even see it as a.
Yeah. It's become part of, like, that's what you want to get to, a place essentially where things are there. You're not thinking about it. You're just doing it. That is the biggest example of it. Like, you're not thinking like, oh, I gotta pray. Oh, I gotta do this. No, it's just a part of what it is, you know. Yeah. In that aspect, I didn't never really struggle so much with it, because I grew up in a very religious household, and we pray daily. And
no, you did.
Yeah, we would attend like church meetings or church related stuff. Yeah, 3 times a week. One of the things that I learned in my upbringing when it comes to that, because I'm not religious. I'm not gonna say that I'm religious, because I'm not. But that doesn't mean that I don't have a relationship with God, and that doesn't mean that I don't have spiritual or habits. But I learned very young that praying is talking to God, right? And when you have a friend, you don't just do it like uncertain. Like, you just call your friend and talk to them, right?
Right.
Like, so to me, that's how I see praying. Like, I could be sitting right now having a conversation with you, and I'm still praying, because I can do multiple things.
Wow.
But no, but it's just like, that's the way that I see it. Yeah. Like, even I'm driving and I'm just like meditating, right? Meditating is also a form of prayer, because
it is a big form, and it's in the Bible. Meditation is prayer. Going silent.
Yeah, so there's so many things that are essentially the same thing, but because we put labels on things, like, people see it differently. But yeah, I think prayer, meditation are really good ways to stay grounded. We asked, what was the question? Like, we asked,
present day, how do we stay grateful? Like, what habits do you have, or what do you do nowadays, right now as we speak, like what I just said, to be grateful? She had a concussion.
I had a concussion, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm still concussed.
Concussing. This is what we do. We make up words.
I'm concussioning. You know what? One big part of how I practice my gratitude and present time, and I try to do it as much as possible. Is spending time with the people that make me feel good.
Yeah.
Like I prioritize. That's why it's so funny because I have a friend that she really wants me to start dating.
Why? Because she has a couple.
No, no, no. She just like you've been single for a minute now.
My friend has barely been single for a year. Is that it?
Don't nobody gotta know all of that.
Okay, we can cut it out. But
I'm just kidding.
1 year, you guys. That is nothing.
I mean, yes, but that's besides the point. The point is that she's kind of like trying to like, okay, like, what's a winner? Get back.
After 6 years, it is weird to see you single. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think she's just like, it's almost like moms. Like they essentially at the end of the day want you to find someone and be with them. Like she knows how I am and she knows she supports it, and since she's always kind of like, it doesn't look, whatever. But I think like essentially because we know that as humans we are supposed to be like with other people. Mm-hmm. I think that's why she like
I get you. When I was single, because I go years being single. Yeah. All my friends were like, bueno, there's this guy, or, and I'd be like, why are y'all so worried about my life? Like, why are you so worried about my relationship status?
Yeah.
I have a friend, shout out to you, you know who you are. She set me up with at least 5 guys.
Well, tell her to set me up with some guys.
Girl.
Oh, but they were not.
I mean,
they didn't work out?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Not a single one. Okay.
Never mind.
And bless her heart, and she knows if she's watching this, she's know, but she's gonna know it's her.
Yeah.
And I always would say thank you, and she'd be like, "Oh my God, what do you think about this one?" And she would send me pictures, or she would like. She was a good saleswoman. I don't know what she would tell these men, but when they would come to me, I'd be like, "What did she tell you?"
Yeah.
One that was it's a rated R story, so I can't say too much of it, but he said a lot of things, and I was like. And I'm texting her like, this way. O sea, what you told them what?
Oh, it's like when somebody's trying to set you up with someone and you're like, I don't really want anything serious, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, but don't tell them that I don't want anything serious. Mm-hmm. Anyways, she just like asked me like, so like, what are you thinking? Like, are you gonna start dating or whatever? I'm like, honestly, like, I just don't have the time. Yeah. I mean, I could make the time. Like in reality, I could make the time, but I don't necessarily care for it too much. Like I'm open, I'm open to dating and I'm open to finding someone. Like I said, I'm always down, I'm always willing, I'm always there. My heart is
out there. Only men, please. My friend likes men.
Yeah, I'm an ally and I'm down for the community, but so far I haven't discovered that other side of me, which I'm not saying that it's never gonna happen. I don't know. Who knows?
Say never.
Never say never. But
as of right now,
up until this point, I'm very secure about my sexuality or my sexual preference. But I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just basking so much in how grateful I am to have so many amazing people around me. Like, I have so many amazing friends,
And I think that's the perfect place to be because it's cuando te llega out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's always happened to me.
Why search for it?
Yeah, every relationship that I've been in, I didn't look for it. Like, they just fucking found their way to me, And I'm like, no, you should have stayed up there. But besides the point.
But do you have a clear list of what you want? And maybe we can do an episode about that.
Oh, we're going to make an episode about that. Well, I'm kind of